Hi, this is Marina from Darkstar Astrology, bringing you the 2022 horoscopes. But before we begin, during the video you will see some images of my Darkstar designs on Etsy, the new shop, and the theme really is esoterica, witchy type celestial designs. So I'll leave the links to the individual ones below, and also including this moon phase t-shirt as well. So if you could give them a like, even if you don't buy anything, it doesn't matter. It all supports the channel and it's most appreciated. So without any further ado, let's get on to the horoscopes. So Gemini, your keywords for this year are slaying demons, detoxing, superpower energy, channeling aggression, yoga, and more yoga. Resisting love bombs, throwing love bombs back. Goddess clans, spiritual success, promotion and recognition, taking the stage creatively, energizing friendships. So Gemini 2022 brings emphasis to your career with Jupiter in a very ambitious sector for some of it. The Capricorn cluster of doom that had activated the underworld zone of your chart has well and truly dispersed. Jupiter in Aquarius was a bit of a letdown since under that transit in your travel zone saw travel restrictions in place for most of the world. However, Jupiter can actually do its best for you now. One, because it's in the sign that it rules, Pisces, and two, because it's in your angular 10th house. So supreme success could be yours this year, primarily if you work in a Neptune Pisces type profession like art, music, poetry, alternative healing, or mysticism. Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008 and it will enter Aquarius and your 10th house in January 2024. So you are coming to the end of intense shadow work. It's been an obsession for some time. As I said earlier, Jupiter would have inflamed the intensity even more. However, you have one last lesson to learn from Lady Lucifer. Well, Venus will feel very much more luciferic because she will go retrograde in your spooky 8th house in January. So here we go. Actually, it starts Venus retrograde in your 8th house from December the 20th, 2021 and ends January the 30th in 2022. So we do have a very dark Cupid type of Venus retrograde anyway, because it's with Pluto. So if you have that in your 8th house as well, it just kind of makes it even more even more Persephone pulled into the underworld. Very dark Cupid. So that's as dark Cupid as it can get, I'm afraid. So what is also unusual about this retrograde is that Venus will meet Mars twice, and the first conjunction happens in that 8th house, the spooky 8th house. So you may get the return of a toxic ex at this point, but it's an excellent opportunity to test your resolve and to allow you to slay yet more demons. So Venus in this underworld zone of your charts could very well manifest a very testing plutonic relationship then. Much depends on how Venus is configured in your natal chart and how much you already are a beacon for one of these dragons. You will undoubtedly confront your shadow, but you have a choice to whether you let it pull you down into the rabbit hole or not. In this netherworld, you can be so easily hoodwinked and will have to rely totally on intuition. Keep those antennae sharp and feet very much grounded. Good knowledge about psychology will serve you well and allow you to study your psyche. So what appears at this time will mirror back to you any toxins buried deep inside. If you're relatively clear energetically, then this won't be such an intense encounter. But whatever happens, any sexual experience will catalyze profound transformation and inner purging. It can feel like a vampire has bitten you and injected you with an addictive poison. Your body will then have to work hard to detox from this encounter, and that will provoke a healing crisis. Now, during the first half of the period from January 2021 to January the 7th, Venus is in her benign phase, making dragon slaying easier and your willpower strong. But Venus, when she turns into Lucifer and becomes more sorcerous during the second half of the phase, that's January the 8th to the 30th, just keep your wits about you if you don't want to fall under her spell. Now, the seed moment is Venus conjunct Mars at 16 Capricorn on the 16th of February, by the way. So you may get a late Valentine from the toxic ex who may use the romantic holiday as an excuse to hoover you back. You must resist. Then we have this amazing stellium that's going to happen. Go to the website to see the dates so you can make a note of them, because it's going to be Mars conjunct Pluto, Venus conjunct Pluto, both at 27 Capricorn. And this is on March the 2nd and the 3rd. Then Venus conjunct Mars the second time, but this time it's at 1 degree of Aquarius, and that's March the 6th. So between the 2nd and the 6th of March is this crazy stellium, which will have you slaying a whole bunch of ex-partners, not only romantic connections, but also friendships and business partners, more of them than you'd like to admit. So it's a power-packed stellium and more likely to affect you if you have personal planets around 27 Capricorn, or even, at 1 degrees Aquarius as well, because it's pretty close. So when Mars and Venus hit Pluto, you will reach the peak of exorcism, and after this madness, try and escape from the psychological chaos and go for a cleansing holiday. You're going to really need it. So what are your Saturn challenges in 2022? The main thing to watch out for with Saturn here is not becoming too set in your beliefs, because it's going to be in your 9th house. You may test them and think, okay, that's it, they work, I'm sticking with this for the rest of my life. So this could be a time when someone becomes a Jehovah's Witness or joins a cult or becomes a jihadist. There is a danger of swinging from one extreme to the other here, but there is also an opportunity to learn balance. So this equilibrium might come from encountering religious extremism in people you meet day to day or while traveling. So the 9th house is the house of foreigners too. So boundary issues might be pertinent, as different cultures have different comfort zones, distances as well. So legal matters could also be challenging. Divorces might move frustratingly slow, and any financial settlements meagre in their offerings. These disappointing outcomes could result from thinking you know everything and not being open to an alternative scenario. So just watch out. Then we have this Mars conjunct Saturn on the at 22 Aquarius on April the 5th, and it might be tempting to stick rigidly to a narrative at this seed moment, but try not to. While Saturn is in this expansive zone, it is your opportunity to go off piste and play around with solutions. If you get stuck into a groove too early, you could become bogged down and entrenched when Saturn enters Pisces. It could be fatal if by then you realize the philosophy, product or technique you've been developing has significant flaws. By that point, the whole world's eyes will witness the mistake. So do not set anything in stone while Saturn is in Aquarius. Be a butterfly. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what is actually just on the members section in the website, which is Mars retrograde in Gemini. So this starts in November beginning and ends in January the next year. So this is huge for you, Gemini, because it's in your first house, important house. So With Mars there, you get the opportunity to rebuild your persona from the bottom up. Events that happen will force you to reconstruct your personality or even your physical body altogether. It will become apparent that you simply cannot patch over the cracks and that some actual deep down cleansing is needed. Mars is the destroyer and the healing scalpel of the surgeon that removes any toxic relationships or blockages in your body that are weighing you down or preventing flow. So at this time, you will find that such conflict builds up in your relationships that you lose patience with keeping up a false face to please people. Now, the only way is for you to be authentic. If you have not been keeping it real, the volcano action of the retrograde should clear out any toxic waste that you have been retaining. And Mars in your first house is a great period to be quite selfish and work on your physical body with exercise, even through vanity. But you will end up with a healthier, fit body by the end of it, which can only be a good thing. So thanks for listening. That was part 1 of your 2022 horoscope. If you want to hear part 2, become a member at Darkstar Astrology, link below to the website, and you will get lots of added goodies as well. So thanks for supporting the channel. All the best. Bye-bye.